Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Hopkinton High School turf fields for part 2 of our Hopkinton Ashland doubleheader as the Hopkinton Hiller girls lacrosse team gets ready for their first home game of the season and welcome in crosstown rival Ashland Clockers. Ashland is 0-1 coming into today's game. A tough loss against Westwood to open up the season. The Hillers took down Holliston 19-4 in their first game of the season over in Holliston last Friday. They are 1-0 and looking for win number 2 of the season. A good amount of returning players for the Hopkinton Hillers. And they broke some records in their first game of the season as a couple of landmarks were hit. Rachel Bouvier, who's a senior, scored her 100th goal of her high school career in the win against Holliston. And then goaltender Lila Mado made her 100th career save. So a nice way to start off the season for this Hiller team, and they certainly are looking to do some big things this year with a good amount of returning roster. And the Ashland Clockers, their program continuing to get better and better. They have some good returning talent as well, and it should be a great matchup here tonight. We're just minutes away from the start, and right now the captain's meeting, and then we'll get things going. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Ashland Clockers Girls Varsity Lacrosse, airing on HCAM in Hopkinton and WACA TV in Ashland. Tom Nappy here on the call as the Hopkinton Hillers and Ashland Clockers getting ready to meet up in the Hiller home opener for the 2024-2025 spring season. We got Jeffrey Hall on camera from WACA TV, another great partnership with our friends in Ashland to bring you the Hopkinton Hillers and the Ashland Clockers action. Last season, Ashland had a great year last year. They went 16-7-0 all the way to the round of 8 in the Division III state tournament before falling in that game. A great run by this Clockers team, and they got some good returning talent off that roster as well. The Hillers last season went 4-14 and did not make the postseason. They are looking to change that this year and get back to postseason play. And with the amount of great returning talent on their roster, they're certainly optimistic that they could make that happen. And they started off the season very well. A very impressive, dominant 19-4 win over the Holliston Panthers. And that type of win, certainly a change from what you saw last year for this Hiller team. So big expectations, and they got some huge talent back, including Rachel Bouvier, who's going to be someone to look out for in this game. She is a senior captain this season and had scored her 100th career point in the win against Holliston to open up the season. And then, of course, you have goaltender Lila Mado, who made her 100th career saves. So some great talent on the Hiller roster as they look to be a big competitor, a big force in the TVL. Rachel Bouvier in the center circle up against Maggie Magenis for Ashland, and we are underway. Hillers in the white, Clockers in the blue, and the Clockers have possession. Ashland working right to left across your screen. Over to midfield, here they go. That's Liliana Vitti. She's going to be someone to look out for on the Clockers, one of their top offensive pieces last season. Coming out from behind the net is Turncliffe. And I believe Vitti hit some landmarks last year for Ashland. And they had a nice tournament run. They got Paige Tripp back, another great athlete for the Clockers. As they are working in the offensive zone now, bringing it behind the net is Vitti. Or that's Magenis, excuse me. Magenis moves it up to Peyton Tripp. And now out in front, shot. And it is a save. That was, I believe, Erin Hickey on the shot. And we're going to get a penalty. It's going to be a dangerous propel against Erin Hickey. So an early penalty against the Clockers. But a great save to start off this game by the senior goalie for the Hillers, Lila Mado. Hillers led by head coach Marissa Remley. Ashland led by head coach Katie Blassie. Mado fires it upfield. With it for, or actually the Clockers able to get the turnover there. Pass attempt was towards Abby Burke. A good snag by Ashland to get the ball back. Turncliffe behind the net being contested. Trying to send it to her left side, and the pass a little wide for Peyton Tripp. Hiller ball. Coming up the middle is Bouvier, the captain. Moves it to the far side, sends it up to Lucy Mado. Just a couple minutes into action here in this first quarter. Interante gets it over to Mosier. Hiller's working it around the net, trying to open up the Ashland defense out in front. Shot there, deflected, good save. That was Lucy Mado on the shot attempt, to battle for it now. And it's going to be Clocker's ball. In net for Ashland, you got Alana Duffy, the sophomore goaltender. I believe she was their starter last season as well and had a great year. But a great goaltender matchup tonight between Alana Duffy and Lila Mado. Battle for it. It's picked up by Vitti for the Clockers. Vitti looking to close in. She's contested by Bouvier. And a couple little body checks there. We'll draw the whistle. We'll get a reset. There's Magenis. Gets it over to Tripp. Looking to close in. Tripp sends it over to the side of the net. That shot just a little high by Ayla Turncliffe. It was a great feed to Turncliffe. A nice plan for the Clockers, but the shot sails just a tad high. Mado unleashes, sends it to center field and finds Lassesi. Here's Kendall Tom along the far side, taking it up for the Hillers. Out in front of the net, there's a shot and a score, and a nice way to start the home opener for the Hillers. The sophomore Avery Quebec strikes. Avery Quebec makes it a 1-0 game at 8:04 left to go in the first quarter. Well, good passing by the Hillers and able to find Quebec just waiting. And she fires it in. Sun's starting to set here at the turf fields. Lights are on. We just saw a great boys game between the Hillers and Ashland. It was a very good, tough physical game. And both teams had some good momentum at times, but the Hillers ended up getting the win in the first part of our Hopkinton-Ashland doubleheader here tonight. It was a 10-7 win for the Hillers. And the Clockers going to get a turnover. Over to midfield to Hickey. And here comes Ashland looking to respond from the opening goal by the Hillers. Hickey takes it behind the net. Gets it over to Lombardo. Lombardo out to Vitti. Centering pass to Tripp. Looking to close in. Pass by Page Tripp. Now with it, that's Magenis. Magenis being contested by Bouvier. Gets it back to Lombardo. Lombardo feeds it in front of the net, and there's a shot by Page Tripp. And just like that, we're tied at 1 apiece. That score comes at 6:56. The Clockers are on the board. Well, this game certainly has the makings of a good back and forth battle here tonight. Both teams returning great talent to their rosters, and both teams certainly hungry for a win. Off the face-off. Loose ball. And it's picked up by the Hillers. Along the far side is Kendall Tom. And we apologize for the sun, folks. There's nothing we can do about it. Unfortunately, we can't move it. And it does tend to set right at this angle. And there's a shot, just a little off the mark by Bouvier. But hopefully it'll disappear behind the trees soon. So you'll have a better view at home, and we'll have a better view. Clockers taking it up the far side. With it is Forster. Out of play it goes. It stays with Ashland. Side in pass to Magenis. And ball knocked out. And she took a shot on the hand there. It's going to stay with the Clockers. Magenis moves it up. Good feed to Turncliffe. Turncliffe going to take it behind the net. Gets it over to Vitti. Vitti feeds it out in front to Tripp. Looking to close in. Ball knocked out. Tripp doing battle for it with Caden Rosendale. Picks it back up. And Rosendale, Tripp, a good battle. It continues. Now behind the net. And knocked loose once again. Out of the grasp of Tripp, but they'll draw a whistle. Some contact there. Five minutes and counting left to go in this first quarter as Clockers looking to attack. Back behind the net they go, trying to shake up that Hiller defense. Pass out in front, and with it is Magenis. Back to Tripp. Looking to close in, and we'll get a reset here. Tripp gets it over. And now along the side of the net, looking for the shot, and it's in. Liliana Vitti strikes for the Clockers. And the junior puts them up by 1. 4:22 left to go in the first quarter. And winning those possessions, it's going to be important in this game. Two good scoring teams. Hillers bringing it up the far side. Pass by Mosier. Mosier with it, gets it over. Rosendale gets it back. Looking to close in. There's a shot and a save off the keeper. That attempt by Lucy Mato. A good attack there, but a great save by Duffy. That was a hard shot Duffy took off the leg area too. Ooh, we're gonna get a penalty here. Headshot. They're gonna call it on, looks like Elia DeCruz. 2-minute penalty for Ashland. So the Hillers will be on the power play and have the man advantage. 3:46 left to go in the first quarter. Lucy Mato set to put it into play. Here we go. Mato gets it over, pass back to Mato, a little give and go. There's a shot. It's wide. Who gets to the back line? It'll stay with the Hillers. Quebec with it. Quebec gets it over. Looking to close in, out in front. Shot there, and we are retied. Caden Rosendale, the junior, strikes. That score comes at 3:21 left to go in the first quarter, and we're knotted back up at 2 apiece. Well, the Hillers able to take advantage of the penalty there. Off the face-off and knocked from the grasp of Rosendale. Clockers have it. Here they come. Magenis gets it over to Tripp. You got Paige Tripp and Peyton Tripp out there. They were a big factor for the Clockers last season. It certainly will be this season as well. Page with it, gets it over. Clockers trying to shift around the defense. Pass gets away. Picked up along the sideline by the Clockers. Able to scoop it up was Peyton. Or excuse me, that is Vitti. Pass over to Peyton Tripp. Looking to close in. Now the Hiller defense sealing up those gaps in front of the net. They don't want to give Clockers any roadways, but they're going to find a way to get in there. And into traffic goes Paige Tripp. That'll draw the whistle. And we'll reset. I think we might have had a bit of a question about where to position out there. Paige Tripp gets it over, looking for the pass in front of the net. It's knocked down, scooped up behind the net by the Clockers. A nice job by Turncliffe keeping it in Ashland possession. Pass out to McGinnis. And now bringing it around, that's Vitti, and some contact there. They'll regroup. We'll see if Vitti rushes in here and tries to take the shot. She's got a good path to the net. There it is, and it's deflected. It is picked up by Ashland. Scooped up along the box, and Clockers looking for the attack as time running out in the quarter. 45 seconds and counting left to go. Looking to force her way in there was Turncliffe. Some contact. Turncliffe likely going to try to rush in here. Closing in, takes the shot, and a nice save by Mato. She fires it upfield as the Hillers going to rush into Ashland territory. Lucy Mato with it, but now it's knocked out, and it's a battle for it. And then we get a significant collision along the far side, so we'll regroup. Here goes the Hillers, 8 seconds left, heavily contested, ball knocked out. And it's picked up by Quebec, and that'll do it for the first quarter. After one quarter play, it's the Hopkinton Hillers 2, Ashland Clockers 2. A good battle here in the girls varsity matchup. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers, Ashland Clockers, girls varsity lacrosse, airing on HCAM and WACA TV in Ashland. This program is brought to you in part by TVLsports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TVLsports.net. TVLsports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school.
HCAM is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by the Hopkinton Independent newspaper and online news site. The newspaper reaches 100% of the homes and businesses in town, and the website is updated daily with exclusive Hopkinton content. Readers can receive a daily newsletter and breaking news alerts via email.
We are ready for the second quarter, 2-2 score as we enter the second frame. First goal of the game was scored by the Hillers, Avery Quebec at 8:04. Then Paige Tripp responded for the Clockers at 6:56. And then it was Liliana Vitti putting the Clockers up at 4:22, and then Hillers respond at 3:21 to retie the game. Hillers working right to left. There's a shot, and it's a little wide there. Good attempt by Bouvier. Looking to close in. It's Mato. Gets it over to Quebec. Quebec trying to get around the defender, gets it to Bouvier. Bouvier takes the shot and has a score. Rachel Bouvier strikes again, and the Hillers are back on top. A 3-2 score at 11:14 left to go in the second quarter. Well, that's going to be the Hillers' mission, getting that ball to Bouvier. She has an incredible shot that not too many people can stop. Off the face-off, and a battle for it. Bouvier has it. Bouvier gets it over to her right. And now with it is Quebec. Quebec gets it back to Bouvier, who takes a shot, and a good save there by the keeper. Hillers pick up the loose ball. With it now is Owens. Casey Owens gets it over, and now a nice feed in front, and the Hillers have a goal. Taylor Interante finds Abby Burke in front of the net, and Burke strikes. And it's a 4-2 Hiller lead at 10:30 left to go in the second. Now this is how the Hillers want to come out in this second quarter. Get a couple of scores and try to build a little momentum, and they got some more momentum here as they take it off the face-off. There's a shot, and it's turned away. There's Bouvier feeding Lucy Mado. Good save by Duffy. And here comes the Clockers. Clockers looking to strike back. Pass attempt to Vitti, knocked down by Hopkins. That was a good read by Callie Hopkins, the defensive captain, as she takes it up the far side. Gets it over. Now with it is Casey Owens. And we'll regroup here. Owens feeds it to Mosier. Bouvier. Hiller's going to try to work it around and shake up that defense in front of the net. Looking to close in, Mado. Good box out by the defender. Off the restart. See if Lucy Mado rushes the net here. Oh, tries to feed it to the side of the net. Pass got away, a little high for Quebec. Here comes the Clockers. With it is Thompson. And Vanessa Thompson straddling the sideline. And that pass a little high for Ayla Turncliffe. And now a battle for it. Bouvier has it. Bouvier gets it back. And now Burke moves it up the near side to Interante. Interante feeds it over to Quebec. And now ball loose. Picked up by Mosier. And that pass got away from Burke. Hiller is able to maintain possession. Bouvier with it. It's it to Quebec. Quebec feeds it in front of the net, and a great pass. Great shot by Lucy Mado. Well, that nice crisp passing like that will get you some goals. And a beauty of a pass in front of the net by Quebec, connecting with Mado. And Mado, a straight shot right on net, able to make it 5-2 with 7:40 left to go in the second quarter. And we have a timeout on the field. We'll take one as well on HCAM. HCAM programming is brought to you in part by Beaumaine Pizza and Grill. Made fresh, made local at Bill's on Main. You can visit them online at bomainhopkinton.com.
Bay Path may have outgrown its space, but not its mission. We need your help to build a new facility that matches our capabilities and dedication. Join us and help ensure we can continue to provide exceptional care and find loving homes for animals for years and years to come. Thank you.
Off the timeout, 7 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Timeout called by head coach Katie Blasey as she wanted to talk things over. Hillers on a 3-0 run to start off the second quarter. And they are looking to continue their momentum. Rachel Bouvier up against Maggie Magenis in the center circle. And Bouvier flings that one in the air. Loose ball. And the Hillers have it. Scooped up by Burke. Now with it is Owens. Owens gets it out to Burke. A nice feed in front of the net. There's a shot. What a save. Picked up by the Hillers. Quebec able to pick it up. Shot attempt by Taylor Interante. Another great pass in front of the net by the Hillers. Alana Duffy made quite a save there, but she's not going to save that one. The Hiller is going to get another score. Lucy Mado rings it in. Oh, are they going to wave it off? Nope. They will indeed count it. So Lucy Mado at 7:03 makes it a 6-2 game. Well, the Clockers need to get something going. Momentum certainly on the Hillers side right now, as they are leading the scoring in the second quarter 4-0. Rachel Bouvier, Abby Burke, and Lucy Mado with a pair of goals in the quarter. Into Ashland territory, Hillers have it once again. And that pass going to get away from Owens. She's contested along the sideline, gets it out to Burke. Burke to Mado. And now out in front, and Rachel Bouvier strikes again. The Hillers red hot in the second quarter. Bouvier, another score at 6:38 left to go here in the second frame. Hillers up by 5. Bouvier has a pair of goals in this game so far. Into Ashland territory, and I'll tell you, the Hillers face-off approach certainly working well. Ball knocked around, battle for it. Clockers would certainly like to have this possession, and they will, as Ashley Forster able to pick it up. Yeah, the Clockers going to have to make an adjustment on those face-off situations. The Hillers are having their way in the center circle. Behind the net goes Paige Tripp. Able to scoop it back to Turncliffe. Clockers really want to score here. Forster to Lombardo. Now with it Hickey. Up behind the net, Paige Tripp. Tripp gonna bring it around, trying to sneak in there. A shot, and that is a score for the Clockers. Oh, nice job sneaking one in there. And the Clockers get a well-needed score at 5:38 left to go here in the second quarter. In the center circle, Rachel Bouvier for the Hillers, Ashley Forster for the Clockers. And in the Hiller territory. Ball is loose. It's going to be Hiller ball. Oh no, it's going to be Clockers ball. All right, Forster with it. And she sends it towards Lombardo. Pass a little too high there. Bringing it out is Della Copa. And that pass was intercepted, then knocked loose. It's going to stay with the Clockers, however. Some contact there. Sends it over, and it's intercepted by Mado. That was a good pick there by Mado. Taking it up towards the net, fires it in, and Lucy Mado gets the steal and the score. And the Hillers back up by 5. Score now 8-3 Hillers. And how about Lucy Mado today? She's already got a hat trick. Three goals for the sophomore attacker. And she's going to be a huge piece of this team this season and certainly for the next couple of years as well. Official trying to set the ball. Here we go. That time for the Hillers, it was Katie Rosendale in the center circle. Clockers have it as they win the possession. Up the far side they go. Forster sends it up. Looking to close in towards the net. Knocked out of the grasp of Lombardo. Ball loose along the near side, and it's picked up by Peyton Tripp. Tripp gets it over. Here's Turncliffe. She'll bring it around and look to fire it out. Or maybe she's going to try to close in, but that gap sealed off by Kate Williams on defense. Forster over to Vitti. Liliana Vitti certainly a threat to take a big shot, and we get a stoppage. Do we get a penalty? All right, we'll get a reset. Fires it over. Vitti. And that pass gets away from Adorno. But Clocker's able to scoop it back up. Collected by Tripp, who tries to crash in. And we'll get a reset here. Tripp rushes in, takes it, and the shot is wide. And it's going to be Clocker's ball. They're just able to win that backline battle. Ayla Turncliffe gets it over. Lombardo with it, scoots it out to Vitti. Vitti pops it over to Tripp, trying to crash in, and it's knocked out of her grasp as Hopkins able to pick it up for the Hillers. And then Hopkins lost it coming upfield. It'll stay with the Hillers. Callie Hopkins, the defensive captain for the Hillers. We get a warning here. So right now the official chatting with Paige Tripp. She wasn't the necessary 4 yards away on the reset. So she got a warning card there. Callie Hopkins fires it up the near side. And we're going to have a hit to the head call. It's going to be a penalty against Ashland. Williams with it, gets it over. False start there. A penalty on Abby Lombardo. So the Hillers have the power play opportunity here. Callie Hopkins gets it over. Burke. Over to Williams. Williams trying to feed it in front of the net, and it got away. Battle for it along the back line. It's going to stay with the Hillers. Callie Hopkins was able to get to it. And then Hopkins loses it, picks it back up. Hopkins looking to close in, takes the shot, and the Hillers have another score. The senior, Callie Hopkins, puts the Hillers in the books for their 9th goal of this game. That score comes out 1:30 left to go here in the second quarter. And we'll redo the face-off. Off the face-off, and it's a loose ball. Hillers have it. Here comes Rosendale. Rosendale gets it over, and losing her grasp on it, Kate Williams, loose ball. Hillers reclaim. Good recovery there by Williams, who was able to scoop it back up. Looking to close in, the pass out in front of the net. And it's knocked loose, a battle for it. And the Hillers able to get it back. Nice job by Rosendale. Knocked loose once again. And this time it'll go Clocker's way. Ayla Turncliffe. Actually, no, that was, Ayla DeCruz with it in front of the net. And the official stops it again as the defenders were too close. Got to give those 4 yards of space. Alana Duffy, the goalie, with it. She's being contested. Able to get it over. Yeah, Lucy Mado contesting the goalie hard there, and I think that's what's making the big difference for the Hillers in this second quarter. They're being much more aggressive on attacking the ball handler, and it's paying off for them big time. That's going to do it for the second quarter. A great quarter for the Hillers. They outscore Ashland 7-1. And at the halftime break, it's the Hillers 9, the Clockers 3. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Girls Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM. And now we'll show you some of the latest Hopkinton Hiller highlights.
The Hopkinton Hillers spring sports season got started on Friday, March 28th, and the first HCAM broadcast of the season was Hiller Boys Lacrosse versus Holliston.
And they are now official. Closing in, there's a shot and a score for the Hillers. First goal of the season for Hopkinton is Matt Lottie. Matt Lottie with the strike at 6:16. Left to go in the first quarter, and we are knotted up at 1 apiece. CJ Taylor, a new addition to the roster this season. Closing in, shot, and a score for the Hillers. Number 23, Tyler Walkowitz. Oh, it's good about this Hiller group. They don't need to have a big presence in front of the net as we get another score there. Matt Lottie rushes in and booms it in, and it's a 3-2 Hiller lead at 3:57 left to go. Use those defenders in the middle. Nice feed in front, and it's put in. Cal Rockwell pulls it down and bashes it in. Shoot from just about anywhere on the field. Here he goes, crashing in, gets it in front, and a score for the Hillers. Champlin finds Rockwell once again, and Rockwell gets the job done. Goodman looking to put on the moves. Crashing in, and he scores! Cooper Goodman, nothing's gonna get in his way. 6-3 Hillers. Here we go, Champlin closing in, looking for the shot, and he rips it in at the buzzer! What a beauty of a drop that was. Owen Champlin with the buzzer beater right in the very last second to put the Hillers up by 4, heading into the halftime break. Brian with it. Champlin looking to close in. Gets it over, a shot and a score! Matt Lottie rips it in for his 3rd goal of the game. So you can mark him down for a hat trick. Bangs off the defender and gets it over to Cal Rock Rockwell just waiting along the side of the net, pops it in. A beauty of a setup, a great pass, and a nice score for the Hillers at 6:01 left to go in the third quarter. Hillers up by 6. 15 and counting left to go in this third quarter. Here's Champlin. Champlin gets around the defender. Gonna squeeze through. Takes a shot and rips it in. Owen Champlin puts it over. Around the defender he goes. Shot in. Tyler Walkowitz with a beauty. Goodman looking to box out the defender. And takes the shot and it's in. What a beauty.
Matt Lottie and Owen Champlin strike for a trifecta of scores each as the Hillers take the 12-5 win over Holliston in the season opener and start off the spring in the win column. Hillers have a new addition to their spring sports schedule, and that's boys volleyball. Also on March 28th, Hiller boys volleyball kicked off their regular season with a battle against Bellingham. Steve Sweetapple and John Fisk were on the call.
Pass. Yep.
Tough. So ideally, that's what you want to run is that middle, and that's what the setter for Bellingham, number 14, is Aiden Gibbs. This is the second year he's the varsity setter.
Brady. Click. Outside. Good swing. That was a beautiful swing.
That was the best swing of the game.
It was. It's a great way to end the first set with Alex Piccoli. So Hillers take the first set 25-19. Piccoli with the serve. Oh,
it didn't look like it was going to come over.
That handcuff Grady. So that's it. Bellingham takes the second set 25-16. Boys are going to switch sides. Another good serve. Ryan takes that one. Michael Grady tips it down the line. Randall, nice put away from
Good play, good smart play.
And Bellingham takes the third set. Just need 12 in a row. And that's it. Bellingham takes the fourth set, 25-14 for a 3-1 win in the inaugural match for Hopkinton.
Bellingham took the win in the season opener 3-1. Be on the lookout for Hiller boys volleyball home games on HCAM all spring season long.
Welcome back to the Hopkinton High School turf fields. We are ready for the third quarter. A 9-3 Hiller lead over their crosstown rival Ashland Clockers. Tom Nappy on the call, Jeffrey Hall on camera. And you are watching Hopkinton Hillers Ashland Clockers Girls Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM in Hopkinton and also airing on WACA TV and Ashland. Hillers win it off the face-off. They're working left to right across your screen for this third quarter. That shot just wide, and Clockers have it. Picked up by Paige Tripp. Well, we'll see what the Clockers change up to try to get back into this game and get some scoring going. Clockers had a good run in the first quarter. They're up at one point 2-1. And then it was going back and forth for a while. But the Hillers had a dominant second quarter, putting up 7 goals compared to 1 for Ashland. So it's going to be Hiller ball along the sideline. Yeah, there was someone on the sideline standing on the field of play, so that was a violation there. Hillers working in the attack zone. Sent over to Burke. Out in front and trying to shovel it in was Mato, but it's knocked out. And the Clockers have it. Maggie Magenis able to scoop it up. Now with it is the keeper, Lana Duffy. She'll fire it up the far side. Clockers looking to attack. Surrounded by Hillers is Paige Tripp, able to get away from them. And here she goes, some nice maneuvers to work her way towards the attack zone. The pass knocked down by a defender, and the Hillers have it. Picked up by Abby Burke, and now with it coming up the sideline, Quebec. Back to Burke. Burke gonna fire it to the center to Callie Hopkins. Hopkins contested, and it's taken away by Lily Vitti. Well, that's who the Clockers need to get the ball to try to come up with some scores to climb back into this game. And I'm sure she'll certainly be someone they rely on to try to work their way back into this battle. With it, Peyton Tripp. Looking to close in. And we'll have a reset here. Here's Paige Tripp out in front of the net, takes a shot, and a nice save there by Mado. Lila Mado coming up big once again for the Hillers. Mado fires it up towards midfield. Here's Bouvier. Looking to close in. Up behind the net, Quebec. Gets it out in front. That shot turned away. Great feed by Quebec. Burke had a nice shot on it, but a great save by Alana Duffy. Clockers have it. Here comes Lombardo. Lombardo looking to close in. And it's knocked out of her grasp. And loose along the back line. Is she able to pick it up? Yes, she is. Fired out in front and scooped up by the goalie, Lila Mado. I thought that was a pass coming from a Hiller there. It might have got knocked as she went to deliver the pass and it put it right in front of the net. But Mado was ready for it. It's going to be Clocker's ball. Turncliffe looking for Lombardo. Got away from her, but she's able to regroup. Oh, draws a push there. That's going to be a penalty. It's going to be on Taylor Interante. That's going to be 2 minutes for dangerous contact. So big opportunity here for the Clockers. And Lombardo's pass intercepted by Bouvier. Bouvier able to squeeze it to Quebec. And Quebec's pass knocked down. Bouvier knocks it forward, and the Clockers have it, picked up by Forster. Forster taking it towards the far side. Ball knocked out, but it'll stay with Ashland off the reset. Forster moves it up to Tripp. Tripp flying up the far side. Ball came loose, but she's able to pick it right back up. Tripp trying to fire it out in front, and Mato able to pull it down. Mato flings it towards the near side, looking for Burke. Pass knocked down, battle for it. Ashland has it. Looking to close in is Paige Tripp. Tripp brings it around, looking for some help out front. No one was there. It's going to stay with the... We're going to get a push call. It'll stay with the Clockers. So push against the Hillers. Lombardo with it. Gets it up behind the net. Trying to fire it out. Attempted pass knocked down. And the Hillers have it. Collected by Kaden Rosendale. And we're going to get a timeout. Hillers want to talk things over. 4:54 left to go in the third quarter. Hillers leading the Clockers 9-3 on HCAM.
HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by the Dentist at Hopkinton. The Dentist at Hopkinton provides services including comprehensive dental care, same-day crowns, facial aesthetics, periodontal care, cosmetic dentistry, and implant dentistry. The Dentist at Hopkinton is located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com.
Off the timeout, 4:54 left to go in the third quarter. After a good amount of scoring in the first half, it's slowed down a bit in this third quarter. Been more of a defensive quarter. So far, no goals in this second half. Hillers have it off the timeout. Getting it over was Rosendale. And it's going to stay with the Hillers. Harriet Rankin gets it to the far side. Bouvier with it. Bouvier feeds it out to Casey Owens. And now Hillers working up the near side. That pass across to Quebec gets away. Battle for it, and Kendall Tom able to collect. And then we had some contact. It's going to be Clocker's ball. Turncliffe. Ayla Turncliffe takes it behind the net. Gets it out to Vitti. And now with it, Lombardo. Lombardo back to Vitti. Now behind the net. Clocker's looking to shake up that Hiller defense. We'll have a reset. Maggie Magenis with it. Magenis gets it over out in front, and it's knocked out. Clocker's reclaim, picked up by Turncliffe. With it now, Lombardo. Gets it out. Looking to close in. There's a shot. And what a save. Ayla Turncliffe really had some good power behind that shot, but Lila Mato able to reach up and get the scoop. Another great save by the senior goaltender. Mato will take her time here. Unleashes up the middle. Here comes the Hillers. Abby Burke with it. Gets it over. Out in front. Shot in. None other than Rachel Bouvier, the captain. Another great score there, and you can mark Bouvier down for a hat trick. That score comes at 2:06 left to go in the third quarter. Hillers up by 7. That was the first score of the third quarter by either team as well. Bouvier able to send it forward. She's looking for Burke there. Got away from her. Tripp has it. And Peyton Tripp lost her grasp on it. And it's reclaimed by the Hillers. Picked up by Burke. Loose ball. Harriet Rankin able to collect for the Hillers. Pass to the near side of Interante from Owens. And now a good feed there. Hillers trying to crash in out in front. And ball knocked towards the net, and it's scooped up by Duffy. Along the far side we go. Clockers working their way quickly into Hiller territory. 1:19 and counting left to go in the third quarter. Ashland looking to get some quick scores to try to get back into this game. Sent out to McGinnis. Clockers will work it around, trying to open up the defense. And with it was Vitti, knocked out of her grasp, but it looks like we had some contact. It's going to be a yellow card against the Hillers. It's against Harriet Rankin. So Harriet Rankin gets the penalty there. The Clockers with a big chance to rush the net. Takes it. Shot wide by Vitti. Possession stays with Ashland. 35 seconds left in the quarter. Some contact there. It's going to be a hit to the neck. And that'll be against Callie Hopkins. So Clockers have the two-man advantage. Huge opportunity to get a score before the end of the quarter. Official checking positioning. Closing in, and a score for the Clockers. A well-needed goal there. Ayla Turncliffe puts Ashland back within 6. The score comes at 26 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Well, the Ashland coach was saying the score went in at 29 seconds and was looking for a few seconds to be added to the clock. But the clock operator stops the clock when the whistle sounds, and it sounded at 26, so they keep the clock as is. Here comes the Hillers, Rosendale. Gets it out in front, a shot and a score! The Hillers get the goal right back. That was Rosendale finding Taylor Enterante, who pops it in. Oh wait, did they wave it off? They waved it off. No goal. All right. So no goal there, and that's how the score will stay at the end of 3 quarters. It is Hopkinton 10, Ashland 4. You are tuned in to Girls Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM.
HCAM programming is brought to you in part by Weston Nurseries. Weston Nurseries has been selling plants since 1923 and features locations in Hopkinton, Lincoln, Hingham, and Chelmsford. You can visit them online at westonnurseries.com. Be sure to check out HCAM's must-see TV Wednesdays featuring brand new premieres and our weekly series that keeps you up to date with Hopkinton HCAM news. Also, the weekly series that breaks down your favorite local sports team, HCAM Sports Talk, and the show that keeps you up to date on the Tri-Valley This program is brought to you in part by TVLSports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TVLSports.net. TVLSports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school.
Welcome back to the Hopkinton High School turf fields. There you see our upcoming HCAM broadcast schedule. Tomorrow we got Hiller baseball and softball against Ashland. Both games at 5 p.m. and you can catch both of them on HCAM as well as WACA TV over in Ashland as we are ready for the fourth quarter of this Hopkinton-Ashland girls varsity lacrosse game. Tom Nappy on the call, Jeffrey Hall on camera. And it's been a fun doubleheader here on this Tuesday. Some good action in both games. Hopkinton got the win in the boys game. A 10-7 final in that one. And the Hiller girls looking to get a win in this one. Ashland with possession, working left to right across your screen. A shot and a score, and a nice way to start off the quarter for the Clockers. Liliana Vitti rings in the score for the Clockers. Just 15 seconds into the quarter. Well, that's how you want to start if you're Ashland. Clockers within 5. These face-offs this quarter going to be big. Loose ball. Hillers have it. Here comes Mato. Fires it upfield, and that pass. A little too much mustard. It'll be Clocker's ball. To let Alana Duffy handle it. Duffy hits her target, Ayla Turncliffe. Turncliffe looking to crash in. Some contact there. We'll get a reset. Closes in, takes it, and goes top shelf. Pops it off the ground, bounces it in. And just like that, it's a 4-point game. Ten to 6 is your score. 10:44 left to go in regulation. Well, the Clockers definitely needed to get a rally going, and they're going to try to continue it here. Off the face-off. Hillers have it. Here's Mato. Hiller is looking to respond. Some good passing behind the net. Fires it out. It is picked up by Burke. Hiller is looking to move the defense around. Bouvier with it. Now to Williams. And Mato gets it out in front of the net. And we had all kinds of contact there. We'll get a reset. With it is Kaden Rosendale. Closes in, takes it, and she has a score. Hiller is happy to get one back there. It's 11 to 6 out, 9:40 left to go. And the Clockers have it. With it is Paige Tripp trying to hang on to it as she was contested. Pass over by Forster. And it got away from her intended target. Hillers get the turnover. And then that pass gets away from Williams. Clockers get it back. Rushing up the field is Vanessa Thompson. She'll take it behind the net. Well, the Clockers know that they're down by 5, 9 minutes left, and they're going to try to move that ball quickly. Peyton Tripp with it, gets it over to McGinnis. We'll get a regroup here. Paige Tripp with it. There goes Tripp, and that shot wide. To the back line. It's going to be Hiller ball. Oh, correction, it'll be Clocker ball. Turncliffe with it. Well, the Hiller defense has to stay on their toes here. Looking to close in. And a nice feed in front of the net and popping it in, Maggie McGinnis. She was just positioned perfectly for that score. Great pass. And McGinnis getting the job done. And that assist will go to Paige Tripp. The score comes at 7:39 left to go in this fourth quarter. And the Clockers, they don't plan on going away. They're going to keep battling. Hillers have it here. And that pass going to be intercepted. Taking it upfield, Alyssa Brown. Brown cutting up the middle. Sends it over. With it is Vitti. Vitti gets it over to Turncliffe. Turncliffe looking to close in, and another score for the Clockers. Ayla Turncliffe brings it around and rifles it in. And it is a 3-point game. An 11-8 score with 6:54 left to go in the fourth quarter. And we're going to get a Hiller timeout. They want to talk things over. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Girls Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM.
Be sure to check out HCAM's must-see TV Wednesdays, featuring brand new premieres and our weekly series that keeps you up to date with Hopkinton HCAM news. Also, the weekly series that breaks down your favorite local sports team, HCAM Sports Talk, and the show that keeps you up to date on the Tri-Valley League, TVL Sportsnet. That's must-see TV Wednesdays on HCAM. HCAM programming is brought to you in part by Beaumaine Pizza and Grill. Made fresh, made local at Bill's on Main. You can visit them online at bomainhopkinton.com.
.654 left to go in the fourth quarter. Plenty of time left. And the Clockers have all the momentum right now on their side, as they have put up 4 goals in this fourth quarter. Compared to just one for the Hillers, it's an 11-8 game. And these possessions are going to be crucial. The Clockers starting to find ways to get around this Hiller defense, something that they were not able to do in the second and third quarter too often. But it looks like they have found a pep in their step. Hillers have possession. With it is Abby Burke. She'll get it over to Bouvier. Bouvier back to Burke. Hillers would really like to get a score here. Try to get a little bit of that momentum back. Over to Owens. Looking to close in. Oh, dropped by Interante. We'll get a reset, however. Interante gets it out in front, and Bouvier has it. Now, the Hillers need to be careful here. They've been turning the ball over a lot in the attack zone, and that's something they weren't doing in the second quarter. So they certainly need to try to hang on to the ball and be patient when looking for your shot. Looking to close in, crashing in, out in front, a shot and a score, but we had a whistle. And that one looks like it's waved off, and it will indeed be waved off. Cade Rosendale kind of gave a little body check to the defenders. I'm guessing that's what it was about. So the Clockers get the turnover, no harm done. Loose ball. Trying to pick it up is Thompson. And the Hillers get it back. Well, that's a big turnover there for the Hillers. Huge opportunity here to get a momentum boost. Quebec with it. And there's a shot, it's wide. Hillers get to the back line, I believe, and they do keep it. Well, if you're the Hillers too, you certainly want to think about the clock a little bit. You should not be in a rush. Just wait for that right moment to take the shot and try to burn some clock in the meantime. Obviously, a good amount of time still left. Bouvier out in front, and that shot deflected. Hillers reclaim possession. It was picked up by Burke. Abby Burke looking to crash in, and will send it out. Smart move there with 3 defenders in her path. With it now is Owens. Gets it across, picked up by Bouvier. Bouvier sends it over to the corner of the box. Bouvier attacking, and there's a shot and a save. Great save by Alana Duffy. She comes up huge there. And that save may have very well kept Ashland in this game. Here comes the Clockers along the far side, Lombardo. Lombardo gets it over to Turncliffe. 3 minutes, 18 seconds and counting left to go in this fourth quarter. The Clockers, they're going to be patient as well. They don't want to rush their shot because they need to take advantage of these possessions because they may not have many of them left, and we're going to get a turnover here. Violation against the Clockers. Hiller ball. Lila Mato sends it up. Great feed to Burke. And now it's loose. Bouvier battling for it. A collision. It's going to be Clockers' ball. 2 minutes, 30 seconds and counting left to go. Here comes the Clockers. Behind the net they go. Looking for the pass out in front. Loose ball, and it's picked up by Turncliffe. Turncliffe gets it over. They're trying to sneak in from behind the net. The defenders watch them now. Great feed out front and a save by Mato. A huge save there off the attempt by Peyton Tripp. And here comes the Hillers. Interante gets it over. Out in front, knocked down, loose ball. And it was picked up by the Clockers and knocked loose once again. And we'll get a whistle there. It's going to stay with the Clockers. And they'll go right off the restart. Brown gets it up to Turncliffe. Turncliffe looking to crash in out in front. We have some contact there. Time quickly running out on Ashland. 1:15 and counting left to go. Off the restart. Closing in. Shot. Score. And the Clockers needed that. Ayla Turncliffe makes it a 2-point game. An 11-9 game with 1:06 left to go. And we're going to have a timeout on the field. What a game it has been. Quite a comeback by the Clockers. Can the Hillers hold the lead? We'll find out coming up in just a few minutes right here on HCAM or WACA TV in Ashland.
Be sure to check out HCAM's must-see TV Wednesdays, featuring brand new premieres and our weekly series that keeps you up to date with Hopkinton HCAM news. Also, the weekly series that breaks down your favorite local sports team, HCAM Sports Talk, and the show that keeps you up to date on the Tri-Valley League, TVL Sportsnet. That's must-see TV Wednesdays on HCAM. HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by the Dentist at Hopkinton. The Dentist at Hopkinton provides services including comprehensive dental care, same-day crowns, facial aesthetics, periodontal care, cosmetic dentistry, and implant dentistry. The Dentist at Hopkinton is located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com.
1 minute, 6 seconds left to go. The Hillers have 11 points. The Clockers have 9. And this game is not over yet. A huge score for Ayla Turncliffe and Ashland. Crucial face-off here. And we'll get a whistle. And here comes the Clockers. Big possession to win there for Ashland. Out in front, ball knocked loose. Still loose. And it's collected, but then knocked out again. And I think it's going to stay with the Hillers. Callie Hopkins coming up with a huge turnover. Hillers need to hang on to it now. Oh, it's intercepted. Trying to pass it upfield was Lassesi, and it's intercepted. Here come the Clockers. 20 seconds left. Sent to the net. It's wide by Paige Tripp. The clock's still running, and we get a whistle. And it's going to be a little too late. Oh, they get a score! A buzzer beater as Lily Vitti puts it in. But no time's going to be left on the clock. And the Clockers had quite a comeback. But they're going to fall just short here today as the Hillers will hang on for dear life to the 11-10 win. Very impressive game by both teams. The Hillers came out firing on all cylinders in the first half. They were up 9-3 into the halftime break. And then the Clockers had an incredible second half, putting up 6 goals in the fourth quarter, worked their way back into this game, but came up just short. Certainly a great rivalry matchup here tonight, and big expectations for both of these teams going forward. Clockers fall to 0-2, Hillers improve to 2-0, and it should be very fun when these teams meet once again in May. But what a battle it was here tonight. But the Hillers able to hang on for the 11-10 win. And the game ended, I'd say, just in the nick of time for them to do that, because momentum was certainly going the way of the Clockers. But the Hillers victorious here tonight. That is going to do it for our broadcast. For Jeffrey Hall on camera, I'm Tom Nappy. We thank you for watching Hopkinton Hillers and Ashland Clockers Girls Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM and WACA TV. Take care, enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.